What? Prosecutor Von Karma? You mean... No. I heard it's his successor this time. Successor? Manfred Von Karma. What a really sinister man. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks. Also, he could win. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. He had a perfect record for 40 long years. Who knows the sort of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. And now, his successor? I wonder what kind of person they will turn out to be. It's no good. Mystic Maya. Pearly! You showed up! Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother is watching over the trainees. She said they have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then you came all by yourself? Yep. I snuck out of the manor and followed a map. Don't tell me you walked all the way here. Of course not. I ran. I can't. Oh my. I think it's 2 hours by train. Oh man. Pearly, what about the train? Huh? What's a train? I give up. This time. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who is that? He's Nate's rival. Well, also a friend. I still remember him as though I've only seen him yesterday. Every trial was a scorchingly fierce battle until the very end. It was always back and forth with them. But when you're rivals for life... Maya, please don't mention that name ever again. Huh? Why, Nick? I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot you don't know. He's gone. And he's not coming back. What? Wait a second. What is that supposed to mean? Court will commence shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway. Nick. Let's do this. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. Are the prosecution and the defense prepared? What is with this kid? Ahem. Mr. Wright, are you prepared? Huh? Aha! Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me? Mr. Phoenix Wright. You must be a little shocked because I'm a woman, correct? Hold on. So she's the famed successor to Prosecutor Von Karma? I am Franziska Von Karma, the prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. Revenge? Is this about her father, Manfred Von Karma? If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can... Jeez Louise! I'm talking. If you interrupt again, my whip will do the speaking for me. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you. Yow! Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Prosecutor Von Karma, your opening statement, please. Those of the Von Karma blood have only one fate, and that is perfection. The defendant, Maya Fey, will find no escape from her guilt on my watch. Very well. What is the defense position, Your Honor? Does the defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty? Yes. Foolish. Fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right. I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense? A plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of themselves. We could very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but the defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Because to plead justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone. How foolish. If that's how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall now call the first witness. She's just as scary as her father, like daughter, I suppose. Witness, your name and occupation. Yes, sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct. Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder. Yes, sir. I mean, if everyone would please look at this map. The channeling chamber has no window, and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, the only... Only the victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit? That's quite a look of disbelief there, Your Honor. Ahem. Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into the room. That's where they found the victim was already dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I ever presided over. So, how was the victim killed? I was about to get to that. Stop wasting my time, then. The direct cause of death was the pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause the instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. Alright. The court accepts it into evidence. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. Alright, let's go. Are you sure he was stabbed first, then shot? Yep. Sure can be. One look at the wound, and you'd come to the same conclusion too, pal. A fool is a fool who will only listen to foolish opinions of other foolish fools. A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does this matter, then, which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? What a pain. Nothing sounds out of the place so far. I should try to learn more about the murder weapons for now. The direct cause of death was the pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. Okay, just... A fruit knife. I see. Whose knife was it? It looks like it belongs to the face, sir. And of course, my face fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh? This does not look good. What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. The testimony makes it sound as if Maya had stabbed him with the intent to kill. The victims? Now, why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point is that you're missing is whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start. Fingerprints? There were fingerprints? Along with the victims. The defendant, Maya Fey, were also on the grip, sir. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. I walked right into her hands there. How far away is that? It's anywhere between 12 and 20 inches away. And how do you know he was shot point blank? Tisk, Mr. Phoenix, right? I grow tired of this foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country. Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Exploding is what makes a bullet fire, and that gets real hot, pal. And then there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead. Wow. Never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. We've clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the 2 murder weapons with me today. Very well. The court accepts them into evidence. The date and time of death were June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at this time. The 2 murder weapons both left the defendant's fingerprints on them. This does seem like an open and shut case. Naturally. This is going from bad to worse. As if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. After all, there is no room left for doubt, is there? That is quite true, Mr. Wright. Yes? Even in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? It's the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose. See? Just as I promised, Mr. Phoenix, Wright. You will change your plea in less than 10 minutes. What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change the justified self-defense? Because now would be the time to do so. This is your final chance. It's a huge decision. I better think about this all the way through. Nope, you always gotta believe in your client. If we plea justified self-defense, we would basically be confessing to murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be ruined, and she'd be labeled as a murderer. I can't let that happen. Your Honor, have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright? The defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of a complete acquittal. Jeez. Ugh. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix, right? Detective. Yes, sir? Present the final portion of your testimony. The final strike. Yes, sir. Now, see here. Proceedings are run by... Ah. Oh, yeah, okay, so sure, go ahead. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. Sorry, pal, but there's even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. So this is the costume? There certainly is evidence of a back spray of blood on this. This piece directly links my fate to the crime, sir. I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Alright, Mr. Wright. Nice fingerprints on both murder weapons, and blood splatters on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse? Ha! What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with a tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing. Sorry, pal. That's fun karma. Well, I'll find a critical contradiction somehow, and then I'll have her. There's blood on the costume. Lab results show that it's the victim's blood. So there's blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes. Definitely not good. So, were there any other clues that you could glean from this piece of evidence? Well... If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad, not enough time, let's move on. Yes, Ms. Von Karma is perfectly correct. Excuse me. I know we only have 3 days, but I think we have an extra 5 minutes. Grr. Now even the judge is on our side. But if I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do? Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. Oh, what's an extra gunshot wound down there? I just have to look harder. Mr. Wright? Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There's no way for you to poke a hole in it. Poke a hole in it. Poke a hole in it. Actually, it's one little thing. Your Honor. Thank you, Crystal Cat 10, for following. Actually, there was something very wrong with this piece of evidence. This is my first time playing through the Phoenix Wright games, and I'm really excited. What? What are you talking about, pal? What? Where is this problem you were talking about? I've come this far. There is no turning back now. The problem I have here... Excuse me. Right there. I asked the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume. The sleeve? There's a tiny hole here. A hole? But this wasn't in the report. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Wait, Judge, why are you smelling? Why are you smelling clothes? Gunpowder? No one ever told me. A hole that smells of gunpowder. It looks like I found the hole I was looking for. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion that you can make is that it must be a bullet hole. Order. This is a very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record first before anything else. Press the check button for details. Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony that just now was a fluke. Nothing more. How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. While I agree it is a mistake on the part of the police, what Prosecutor Von Karma said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definitive problem with the evidence, then no way. Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony. Yes, sir. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. That Von Karma, she thinks she could decide the verdict with his testimony alone. Well, I'll find a critical contradiction somehow, and then I'll have her. Sorry, pal. He wasn't fighting back? How do you know if he was or wasn't? We could find no evidence that the victim pulled up any sort of a struggle, pal. So did the murderer have a fight with the victim or not? Depending on this, the circumstances around this murder changed drastically. Ugh, we're in real trouble now. If only I had something to prove that the victim did fight back. That Von Karma, she thinks she can decide. Let's see. You say there's no fighting back, but this... Check for details? Okay. It's definitely someone fighting back. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes? Having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling. You said that my client killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. Yeah, I did. Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlooked supposed to mean? What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired a shot. Is this what it means to not fight back? You're right. It seems you are correct. If the victim had tried to shoot the defendant, then, well, it changes everything. Alright, the wind seems to be shifting. Just waiting for Von Karma to throw the crap in the wind. What is with the "are you finished yet" laugh? Von Karma? It seems that Mayafei was shot by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea. That is correct. But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. they rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty. Now that you... Why, that's right. Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all. No. Well, yes, it's true. Furthermore, just the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense. How so? Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we acquired added in, of course. You mean by myself? You want me to put together the scenario all by myself? Well, yeah. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up one of the openings, took the victim's gun, and ended it. Mr. Wright, on the surface, it does seem to make sense. However, I won't give up that easily. Please, refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, please. What transpired? It just seems weird, like, if she was too close. Missing a hole in this costume will be the prosecution's undoing. Huh? What do you mean? This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony. You say they were fighting, and the victim fired his gun at point blank? If that were true, then where'd the gunpowder burn on this costume? Did gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the hole. Oh. But there is not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic like with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away. Then, I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away, and it was then, when they were separated, that he fired. How was that? If that were even possible, according to the testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have been the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Well, then, that's right. The defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then while she was preparing to strike again, he took his shot. There, that would satisfy even you. That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright? I must be careful, I can't afford to make a mistake here. There is a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor. Fatal? Flaw? Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. The only other... This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic. What is that? A folding screen? I would like to point to the court's attention to the hole in the folding screen. It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Who? Where? What? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please. Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, and then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means when the shot was fired, the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. Order. This changes everything. Please, look at the diagram of this crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot, and the bullet hit this folding screen. It hit at this location, about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. I'd probably say, like, near the altar. If it's, like, 8 inches off the ground. Somewhere around here. Wait. Maybe even closer? Yeah. But how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? And that's impossible. But why? You, of all people, should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. If she were fought from somewhere closer, there would have been gunpowder burns present. However, there's nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume. Ugh. Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You. I believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing a ways from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation? It always changes everything. Honestly, Your Honor, it changes everything. Prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. And if that were true, delivering the final strike with the knife would have been ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at that time? Squatting? All the way by the folding screen? Exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason. Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should be in the book. blast radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. You amuse me. Ugh, of all the things to inherit, why did it have to be that smarmy smile? Detective, how dare you damage my perfect logic? Huh? How was it all my fault? You can start repairing your stand-in by first removing the 3-strand goatee. Oh, and rest assured, your punishment will come later. Punishment? Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of the detective's face. I think it's time to call it in the next witness. Next witness? That's gotta be Lotta. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness. Always save. Whew, that was a close one. I know, you were giving it your all to defend me. But I could feel the death penalty hanging in the air. I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself. But you were wonderful out there. You listened carefully, made theories, and tricked everyone into believing you. Thanks. Wait, tricked? It must be the lawyer's secret technique, right? By the way, is the next witness who I think it is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lotta Hart. Oh, guess there's no escaping her, huh? Remember, Nick, you promised to save me. If you lose, me and my sister's ghost will come after you and haunt you. Your sister? Are you talking about Mystic Maya? Yeah. Do you remember her, Purely? My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher. Oh, I didn't know that. So cute. I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there quietly and watch like a good little boy. Jeez, thumbs. Yes, sir. Bring in the photographer who witnessed the channeling. I mean, not really. She wasn't in the room. Witness, your name and occupation, if you please. Hey, Phoenix, how you doing? Just fine. Sorry about this. Didn't exactly have a choice, you know? Name and occupation. I declare what in tarnation. Hey, Judge, this here is violence against my fair self. That's fine. That is not fine. That's a whip. There's no need for foolish outcries from foolishly foolish fools. Just hurry up and testify about what happened on the day of the murder. I haven't even gotten to say my name and job yet. My name's Lotta Hart, paranormal photographer, and I'm here to testify. Now, let's all be one big happy family, okay? Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. We were waiting outside the door, then bang! We heard this gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down, and we rushed into the room. Inside was the dead victim and the defendant, waving a pistol around. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room. And did you take a picture of the scene right after the murder took place? Reckon course. Excuse me? Reckon course. It's short for you reckon? Of course I did. Nah. Does it look like I care? Just hurry up and show your picture to the court. The moment of truth. What will be in that picture? Let's see here. Ah, here's the picture. It certainly seemed that only the defendant and the victim were in the room. There were 2 photos and 2 gunshots. Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? I will clear all doubt of Maya through this cross-examination. Just watch me. Only the doctor and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. Was it really a gunshot? Are you insane? You must have heard it as well. Eric. Why don't you testify for the court, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? Was it really a gunshot? Yes. It was. I think it was something that sounded like a gunshot. I heard a gunshot a long time ago, so I know. And I'll tell you that was the gunshot I heard. Now, this is where the story heats up. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down, and we rushed into the room. So, let me get this straight. This Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down? Honestly, Mr. Phoenix Wright, why don't you tell us what happened then? Yes. I broke the door down. Sorry. Why does this feel like an inquisition? No need for apologize, and that was great. You're a real man. Oh, really? That's something I would have liked to see. I'll take it as a good sign. And, what did you see once you broke in? The dead victim and the defendant. Are you sure it was the defendant, Maya Fey? Sure, I'm sure. She seems awfully confident. Lada, please, think back to the day one more time. What you getting at? Remember what you said when you broke into the room? When you saw the murder at the time, you couldn't even tell if it was Maya Fey or not, am I correct? Well, you see. Order, Miss Hart, you were here to present accurate testimony. Yeah, well, sorry. Good, let's shift things back to my side. For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? Witness, think back to when those 2 entered the channeling. When they entered, one of those people was Maya Fey, remember? Yep. Yeah. It was her that went in. That's how we come to a collective conclusion. The person in this picture is most certainly Maya Fey. Exactly. Rats. And I'm trapped like one. Again. I swear. Are you absolutely certain of that? Sure am. That old witch chased us out of the room, so... Old witch? Does she mean Morgan Fey? But there was no one else in there, and you know it. Channeling chamber is very dark, almost pitch black. Was there really no one else in there? What about... behind the folding screen? What about behind the folding screen? Did you check back there? Right, given. What? Right, given, you know. You reckon that's a given? Took me a good look around the room once. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. I may have a word with you, Miss Hart. What? You got a problem? Right, given. I mean, I'm having a little difficulty understanding you. Oh, now then, Mr. Phoenix. Do you see a problem with the testimony, or don't you? Her story adds up. What's worse, I was there at the scene of the crime with her. And her story is exactly how I would have told it too. What are you blabbering about? You were there too, were you not? Why don't you answer that yourself? Was it really just the two of them? Yes. They're the only two that went in the room. Hold on, we can't have a defense testifying against their own client. Anyway, folks, only the two of them went in. You hear? Enough. It seems that there are no issues with Miss Hart's testimony. At the time of the crime, the only two people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Maya Fey. The face of the defendant? Sorry, cannot be verified in this picture. However, if we think about circumstances, it would have to be the defendant. What am I gonna do if I just let this go? What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say. If I make one wrong move, I'm gonna have to judge against me. Is there anything I can present that would prove that it's not? Let's see what we got. Your Honor, Mr. Wright. It is possible. What? Do you know what you were proposing? Yeah, that's just a plain fool's talk. Thanks, guys. Your show of support was just great. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show the court some proof. Proof that this court... I feel... Okay, I'm gonna look through, but I feel like it's the key of the entire investigation, so that's the one that I want to go for. Maybe not. Although I'm already this far, so... Is there a problem? Oh no, I thought it would work on my inflections. Just wondering what an objection with a twist of "you're wrong" sounds like. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but I don't follow your logic. Shoot. Well, Mr. Wright? You really should give up. I didn't say anything about giving up. I just don't have the right piece of evidence to prove my argument. That's enough. Is that it? Is this all you can do? I think it's quite obvious to the court that a verdict of not guilty is not possible. I told you.